Go live. Perfect. And I'll push.
Emily. Wait, you ready for the ice cream? Ready? Ready? Kim Montez, when she was still around, saying that I was unfit to be a image of the Getting Results brand. Are you live?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's loaded. It posted. Okay, share the story. She's such a good mama. She was always looking out for me. Candace is always just like,
Hey everybody, I'm meteorologist Candace Campos. We are coming live from the Click O studio. Yes, it is November, and yes, we are talking about tropics because it is going to be a concern in the upcoming days as we are now watching what was subtropical storm Nicole has now turned more tropical, meaning that we are anticipating it to continue to gain the strength and the possibility of it becoming a Category 1 hurricane. And it has its sights set on the east coast of Florida. So let's get to the maps, give you an idea of what is going on. Again, this is now Tropical Storm Nicole. There it is. You can see the visible satellite. I really like showing this to you because it gives you a real good picture of those cloud tops. When they start to billow, that means that they're really starting to develop, and they're starting to develop around that center, giving it more of those tropical characteristics, not as subtropical as it has been. Some people have been wondering what's really the difference. Really, subtropical storms tend to be very broad, not as strong. But as they start to tighten and they start to get that warmer core of the warmer waters there of the Gulf Stream waters near the Bahamas, it slowly starts getting more of that textbook, more of that symmetric. That's the symmetry of a tropical system, and that is really what Nicole is starting to take shape in the next couple of hours. We will continue to see more of that wraparound moisture around the center of circulation. All right, so this is what a lot of people want to know is what are the winds right now. We're at sustained winds of 50 miles per hour as it's still a few hundred miles east of the northern Bahamas. This is the forecast cone, what we can expect in the upcoming days. That forecast cone showing, again, wind gusts of upwards of 65 miles per hour. The pressure continues to drop. It is going to take more of a straight turn towards the west into the northern Bahamas, which is where the National Hurricane Center is showing that it could become a weak Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds about 75 miles per hour. That's going to be by tomorrow afternoon. So for your Tuesday, for your election day, things are looking good. It will be breezy. We will see some scattered showers. We are watching a couple of them right now moving in Volusia County, but that was really going to be the biggest impact will be those scattered showers and the breezy weather for today. As we head more into Wednesday and Thursday, that's when the squally weather starts. Those tropical downpours and those tropical storm force wind gusts will also be in play. But the latest update, again, the 10 a.m. update that we get, shifted the cone slightly further to the north, showing that we could have a possible landfall somewhere near southern Brevard County. But of course, looking at the entire forecast cone, meaning that center could be anywhere from Daytona Beach all the way to Lake Okeechobee. So this is going to be certainly a storm that we're going to be watching very closely in the upcoming days as computer models continue to get hopefully a better handle on the progress of, again, now Tropical Storm Nicole. Stop the clock here. This is overnight Wednesday and into Thursday morning, possibly a Category 1 storm knocking on the door there in southern Brevard County. Strong wind gusts can be expected. Hurricane force winds as well, upwards of 75 miles per hour. Hence why you guys are under a hurricane watch. Brevard County is the only county at this hour under a hurricane watch. Everybody else who's watching us from East Central Florida is now under tropical storm watches or warnings. I'll get to that in just a few seconds. But you can see National Hurricane Center is showing it weakening pretty quickly into a tropical storm by the time it moves possibly into Osceola County. But again, looking at the broad forecast cone, that center could be anywhere within the cone by about 7 a.m. there on Thursday. So let's talk about those watches and warnings. We do have hurricane watch in effect now for Brevard County and now for the immediate coastline there of Volusia County. Again, that means hurricane conditions are expected within the next 48 hours. I should say, I'm sorry, a hurricane warning is now in effect, meaning hurricane conditions are expected within the next 36 hours. We are under watches, though, further inland, as you guys will be a little further away from the center. So this is tropical storm watches and warnings. We have a tropical storm warning in effect for inland Volusia County, Seminole County, Orange County, Osceola, and all of Lake County. We have now a watch in effect for Sumter, Marion, and Flagler County, meaning conditions are expected within the next 36 to 48 hours. Wind gusts could be up to about 35 to 55 miles per hour, even far inland. So this is something, of course, we want to keep a close eye on. Is this going to be a big wind and rain event like Hurricane Ian? No, not at all. Hurricane Ian was a Category 4 storm. Forecast for Hurricane Ian showed rainfall between 10 to 15 inches of rain. That is not the case with Tropical Storm Nicole. It will be packing some strong wind gusts. It is going to be a pretty nasty day on Thursday. There's no doubt about that. But it's not going to be at the category that Hurricane Ian was when it moved into Central Florida late September. Conditions are going to worsen, especially along our beaches. We were taking a live look during the 9 a.m. show, and there was barely a beach in Daytona Beach, even worse in Brevard County. So rough seas, we're talking 9 to 11 foot seas expected. That is for today. Dangerous small craft. No one should be out on the waters. Not a lot of people should be on the beaches either. You can see 8 to 10 feet breaking waves in the forecast for today. High risk of rip currents. No one should be out on the water, as beach erosion, coastal flooding will all be the biggest threat leading up to that landfall as a possible hurricane come late Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. And the waters are going to be kind of roughed up for a couple days. So even into the weekend, we could see issues along our beaches. So let's look at a live look right now. Daytona Beach. Again, you could barely see some of the beaches there. Of course, with the full moon last night, tides are a little extra high. So when you start talking about coastal flooding, you have that 3 to 5 foot storm surge as the system approaches the coast. We could certainly be dealing with conditions worsening, especially for areas that already dealt with major beach erosion, major damage along the coastline, coastal flooding from Hurricane Ian. This is just going to worsen and delay and slow the cleanup process, unfortunately. Right now we're at 76 degrees in Daytona Beach, but look at the winds right now. The northeast breeze about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And that's still, with Tropical Storm Nicole, still hundreds of miles out towards the open waters. So those winds will certainly continue to clock up significantly as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. Looking at the live radar, we talked about a couple of those fast-moving showers moving through. They could produce some heavy rain at times, but because they're very fast-moving, they won't really accumulate a lot of rain, but it will be dark skies approach pretty quickly. You'll get that downpour, and they'll move out there in Volusia County, areas of Northern Lake and Seminole County dealing with some of those scattered showers as of the 10 o'clock hour. Okay, so let's talk about those county by county impacts. Lake and Sumter County, your impacts are going to be sustained winds between about wind gusts between 25 to 35 miles per hour. About 2 to 3 inches of rain could be a possibility with an isolated risk of a tornado. The tornado risk, although it is low, we do still have to really focus on that because we are going to be on that dirty side, the right side of the storm, if it is approaching from the south and east. Marion County, you are also going to be dealing with the potential for tropical storm force wind gust, not as widespread as areas closer towards the coast, obviously, with rainfall rates there about 1 to 2 inches when everything is all said and done. The worst of the weather will be for folks who are watching us in Flagler, primarily Volusia and Brevard County. Those are going to be the two counties, as you are also going to be dealing with the coastal flooding and the beach erosion on top of 4 to 6 inches of rainfall and winds there gusting up towards about 50 to 60 miles per hour. The further south you go, closer towards that center potentially, those winds could clock up of about 70 to 75 miles per hour there as well. Also in Polk County, throughout the St. Cloud, Kissimmee Celebration area, also Shingle Creek has been a big concern after Hurricane Ian. An additional 3 to 4 inches of rain will be stacked on top of that for Osceola County, an isolated risk of tornadoes for you guys. And then along Orange and Seminole County, up and down the St. Johns River, we saw historic record rainfall. A lot of the areas along the St. John's reaching major flood stage after Hurricane Ian, also going to worsen conditions for those areas along the river. 35 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts will be a possibility. Rainfall between 3 to 4 inches. So flooding certainly could be a possibility, especially for areas that are still just coming out from some of the flooding from Hurricane Ian. That was just a little over a month ago, with a low risk of tornadoes. Can't completely rule out the risk of tornadoes, but the risk will be low of those quick spin ups. I'm seeing more of that quick banding, spiraling storms, possibly clipping the coastline. That is really what's going to be kind of the biggest threat when it comes to the tornado risk. So before I go any further here with our future radar, this is one of many forecasts that we have. This one is our in-home that kind of lines up a little bit more with the GFS, but I just wanted to kind of roll it through here so that way you get a better idea of the exact timeline. So for your election day, we're looking good. A couple of those fast moving showers, scattered showers, breezy at times, bad along our coast and along our waters there. But by 9 a.m., we will start to see that squally weather start to approach. You can see scattered showers clipping parts of the coast, pushing inland by about 9 a.m. on Wednesday. By 5 p.m. Wednesday evening, you can start seeing some of that banding becoming more widespread, even entering into areas further inland. This is stopping the clock at midnight Thursday morning. You can see the center of what could be Hurricane Nicole approaching the east coast of Florida, bringing heavy amounts of rain. So again, overnight, we have the possibility of seeing those quick spin-ups of those rotating storms. Possible tornado warnings also could be in effect again on that right side, that dirty side of the storm. 6 o'clock on Thursday. This model is taking a little further north than the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. Again, that forecast cone is made up of hundreds of computer models, and they try to get a good idea of kind of the average of all those forecast cones. So this one takes it a little further to the north. We're talking possibly clipping the Space Coast, Cape Canaveral, 6 a.m. on Thursday, and then pushing further inland to areas of Orange and Seminole County throughout the morning Thursday and into the afternoon by Marion County Thursday afternoon. So again, that is going to be the timing. Banding squally weather late Wednesday with the worst of the weather early by sunbreak, sunrise, I would say, Brevard County throughout the afternoon into Marion County. But there is no reason that you need to be using the weather as an excuse not to go out and vote for today. Temperatures are going to be in the mid 80s. Good chance of rain in the forecast, especially along our coast. Rain chances up to about 40%. As you plan out the forecast here, you can see those rain chances do go up considerably come Wednesday and into Thursday. Good chance of rain. Starting to dry out. Friday is not going to be a horrible day. We will kind of start off still a little soggy, but drying out by the end of Veterans Day. But look at your weekend. Beautiful forecast both Saturday and Sunday. There's a lot of events going on. They should not be canceled because of the weather, as it looks like the worst of the weather again will be Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. The entire News 6 weather team and, of course, the entire news team will be here. We're talking elections, we're talking tropics, everything you need to know, as well as even previewing Artemis, that it should hopefully launch on Monday. I don't know if we can add any more. We also had a total lunar eclipse, so we're just going to stack up everything here in the newsroom. But of course, we are going to be bringing you the very latest on Now Tropical Storm Nicole throughout the next couple of hours here on YouTube, clickorlando.com, Facebook, Pinpoint Weather app, News 6 Plus, and of course, on TV. So of course, stay tuned, stay updated. Our next complete update will be at 4 o'clock this afternoon with a new forecast cone. We'll have an intermediate update coming out at 1 o'clock. Daylight savings has kind of shifted those advisories times. So of course, stay tuned to News 6, and we of course will keep you updated on everything you need to know on Tropical Storm Nicole.